5 News starts with breaking news.
That breaking news, dangerous weather across Arkansas tonight. This video just coming into our newsroom tonight showing a tornado near Lake City, Arkansas. That's in the northeast corner of Arkansas near Jonesboro. You can see how large that tornado is even from that distance. Governor declared a disaster emergency ahead of the storm's arrival, so she says help is on the way to help the folks there in the Lake City area. Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert's been following the situation all night long. That was one of what, 7, I think, tornado warnings all at once?
All at once. There were probably closer to 20 to 25 when it was all said and done this evening. The majority of those Little Rock and points off towards the east. We just canceled our last one for the Fordyce area, but you can see a very active pattern. It's going to continue likely over the next several days. Darren, I'll tell you, with that specific tornado, Weather Service, of course, they're the ones that come out after the storm and they do a survey to look at the damage and assess how strong it is. We never want to get ahead of them, but we do have a tool available to us that allows us to look at how high in the atmosphere the debris was lofted. With that information plus what Doppler radar estimates the wind speeds are, there's a solid chance that was at least another EF4, which will make the EF4 count for this year, really for the last 2 weeks, 4 or 5. Unfortunately, it's largely been in that same very area there in northeast Arkansas. Here's the Lime storm. This is the same one that moved through our neck of the woods earlier. It's slowing down because our front is stalling out, and that's going to be a problem for us over the next couple of days. Now, here where we're at right now, we're all fine. Got a couple of spotty showers there near Yell County. We've had a couple of spotty raindrops across parts of the river valley. Largely, we're going to be dry for the next few hours, but by tomorrow morning, we're going to see that front, that same one, it's going to start to kind of meander back towards the north. This time is a bit of a stationary front, quasi-warm front, and that's going to bring more rain chances back to the area. Initially in the south, those showers, those thunderstorms building off towards the north. This is a look at what radar could potentially look like around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's not the gospel, but it gives us a decent idea of what we could expect. Could be some severe weather out there tomorrow. The chance is there, but it's lower than it was today. We'll have another chance again on Friday and potentially even on Saturday as well. I want to walk you through the timeline here real briefly. This is going to be overnight, about a 20% chance of a stray shower. That would likely be it. We get closer to sunrise tomorrow. Rain chances starting to increase as that warm front swings those showers back our direction. Throughout the course of your day tomorrow, there's a decent enough chance of rain, but it may come with some breaks here and there, 40 to 50% chance through the evening hours. And then by around this time tomorrow evening, we'll get another lull in the activity. We do have that severe weather potential, though. That is going to continue tomorrow morning into the afternoon. We'll want to be weather aware. We'll track all that completely and give you what you need to know to stay ahead of the storm. We'll also take a look at the rest of the week's risk. The flooding concern is going to be a little bit more concerning for me. I'll just be quite honest. That's less of an uncertainty, more of a certainty with regard to how much rain we're going to pick up over the next several days. The latest projections there and on how cold it's going to get after the system departs here in just a few minutes.
All right, Scott, thanks. Now here's a look at images captured of a tornado from RDOT's iDrive camera in northeast Arkansas. I believe this is on I-55. You can see as the lightning strikes, that massive cloud becomes visible there off in the distance. It's estimated storms in northeast Arkansas have also left nearly 37,000 people without power tonight. In the meantime, the National Weather Service confirming an EF1 touchdown in Owasso, Oklahoma. That's in the northeast part of the Tulsa metro. It happened about 6:30 this morning. There were no immediate reports of injuries, but the twister heavily damaged the roofs of homes and knocked down power lines, trees, and fences. Emergency managers there say the winds also tipped over several 18-wheelers near a factory. Plans to fund a new prison in Franklin County facing some hurdles at the state capitol. Yesterday and today, Arkansas lawmakers voted against a bill that would allocate funds to the 3,000-bed facility. It doesn't mean this is over. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer has reaction from an advocacy group and tells us where things stand right now.
It happened Tuesday.
By a vote of 19 yay, 10 nay, 2 not voting for present, Senate Bill 354 fails.
And again on Wednesday.
By a vote of 18 yay, 13 nay, 1 not voting, 3 present, Senate Bill 354 fails.
Allocating $750 million to build a prison in Franklin County failed once again.
5 minutes, 10 minutes of celebration and enjoying what was definitely a good day. It's a win, but this isn't over.
That second vote happened while I was with Adam Watson, a director with Gravel and Grit, the nonprofit created to fight against the prison.
My initial reaction was, I'm worried that everybody is going to think we beat the prison and they're going to stop fighting.
The bill's supporters can bring it back for another vote with or without changes.
Appropriations aren't dead with one vote. They're going to come back and come back and come back. Finally, our representatives have a chance to weigh in and give some say on this whole process that's been run by the executive branch and with total disregard for our legislative branch. And they had their say. They weighed in. They lost the vote decisively. It should be over, but that's not how it works.
State Senator Brian King says the votes are a way of saying things aren't over.
There is no doubt that this is going to keep going, and we'll keep fighting, and hopefully the legislators will prevail in doing what's best to make it safe for Arkansas in a fiscally responsible way.
We reached out to the governor's office for comment on the vote yesterday, and a spokesperson said, quote, Governor Sanders and a bipartisan majority of legislators agree. It's time to fund the Franklin County Prison, fund public safety, and fund the future of Arkansas. The governor will continue to work with the legislature to get this appropriation passed.
All right, so this thing was voted down twice. Why is this thing not dead yet?
I know, an appropriations bill is actually different from what we normally see in session. Under Arkansas law, it can be resubmitted after failing during the session, and there's no limit on how many times lawmakers can vote on it. And as they anticipate to end the session in give or take 2 weeks, they'll need to have this vote before they could call a special session, King says.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
My goodness. All right, Lauren, thanks. Appreciate that. The trial of Rachel Dukes continues tomorrow in Crawford County. Dukes charged with murder and the death of her child. Now, the jury in the case was officially seated Monday. 6 witnesses have taken the stand. Prosecutors say the trial will pick back up tomorrow. Dukes' child died in March of last year. Investigators say the child was exposed to methamphetamine in one of its bottles. An autopsy report also showed the child had a non-fatal skull fracture. City of Fayetteville adding new jobs related to managing stormwater runoff and flooding. City Council approved the hiring of 9 new positions during a meeting this week. Vote also authorized the purchase of new equipment and creates a stormwater management fund that'll be used to address infrastructure needs.
Even if you think you may not be impacted by stormwater, you know, having emergency services be able to get to places because the road isn't flooded, you know, protection of areas that have very high flooding events.
Program will be funded by a new stormwater fee the council passed last December. City expects to begin collecting the stormwater fee from property owners sometime this summer. A convention happening today focused on getting in front of any water issues Northwest Arkansas could face with rapid growth and change. The technique they plan to use called smart growth. It combines different tools to preserve clean water in Northwest Arkansas. They say the main areas of focus are on how to design and develop infrastructure, increase stormwater management, and floodplain protection. Both the Beaver Watershed Alliance and Illinois River Watershed were involved in today's conference. Today, University of Arkansas Fort Smith launching the public phase of a very large fundraising campaign. The initiative is called Intrepid Ambition and has a total fundraising goal of $85 million by 2028. UA Fort Smith says the school has already raised about $68 million and now looking for the public's help to fill the rest. Representatives say the money will remove financial barriers for students, invest in faculty, and strengthen regional partnerships.
I think the people that we're trying to get this message to are the ones who believe they already know what this place has to offer. And so this is an opportunity to us to convince them that it's time for a second look and that we have big things in store for this community. And we want to find new and exciting ways to serve those regional partners.
University also announced today a $7.5 million anonymous donation that'll be used to launch the school's Center for Nonprofits.